welcome to FANatics. Today we're at Rainbow Cinemas, where some pretty awesome kids are going to get to see Star Wars. Check it out. And who put on this incredible event? Well, let's find out.
My name is David Belson. I'm president of Ellipsis Digital and Engine 7.4. We have Ellipsis Digital, which is a marketing digital agency that does online websites and marketing campaigns and all that good stuff. And then we have another division called Engine 7.4, which is a custom application design shop.
How did you come up with this idea?
It was I was actually on social media the Friday after the movie came out, and of course, being a good fan, I saw it Thursday night. And a lot of tech companies were taking their staff to the event. They rented out theaters in the morning. And my first thought was, wow, that's a really cool idea. Why didn't I think of that? And I thought, you know what? Well, it's good. My staff will get out to see the movie, and I didn't beat myself too much up about it. And then I thought, really the shame is that there's a bunch of kids that won't be able to see this movie, and it's such a great movie. Somebody should really open up a theater and take a bunch of kids that can't see it. And then, as the subconscious kind of does, and a couple minutes later, I'm like, wait a minute, maybe we should do that. Like, if a tech company can rent out a theater, maybe we can do it. And we started with an idea, and I talked with my business partners, Sean and Josh, and happened sort of over the Christmas break, and we realized, reached out to Boys and Girls Club and kind of said, is this a good idea? Like, is this being a need in our community? And they said, absolutely. And they became a great partner in getting the word out to other community agencies, and we ended up with about 20 different community agencies sending folks out to the event. So it was super exciting.
It was all over social media. Were people responding directly to you about the event?
It was, yeah. We had a lot of people coming in through our social media channels, emails asking where they could, how they could be part. We had community members kind of sort of reaching out and asking how they could help, and we ended up again with 24 different other community members helping to support the event as well. So it was really interesting to see how the idea kind of caught on and expanded beyond what we were able to do. We had about 500 people show up in the day. We had 3 theaters opened. We only had planned for one. And through the support of the rest of the community, we ended up having popcorn and snacks supplied for the kids as well, to give them the quintessential movie experience. And it was really exciting. Some of the kids, when they found out that they were not just getting the movie, but they're getting the treat and getting to meet some of the characters that showed up. For these disadvantaged families, even getting out to the movie is a struggle, but getting out to the movie with popcorn and a drink and getting that, you see it on TV and it's part of pop culture, but if you're disadvantaged, you don't get to experience that, and you don't get to go to conventions, you don't get to hang out with Darth Vader and get your picture taken. And it was really an amazing experience to see just how much they brightened up when they fully understand, what the day was about.
Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! Thanks everyone. Enjoy the show. Who's ready for some Star Wars?
And after the movie, did you get to see some of the reactions of the kids?
Yeah, absolutely, we did. We, some of them we hung around, and some of the characters were still in costume, and parents were talking, and there's a sense of gratefulness amongst the parents and kids that saw it. One of the things that I thought was interesting was even some of the parents that wouldn't have got to see the movie, that were fans, got to come out with their kids and experience that as a family unit.
Did you like the movie?
Yes.
What was your favorite part?
When the boy was fighting Darth Vader.
And did you like BB-8?
Yeah.
And were you really excited to come see the movie today?
Yes.
How come?
Because we haven't seen it yet.
What'd you think of the movie?
It was okay.
What'd you like about it? What didn't you like about it?
I can't really say. I've never really seen Star Wars, so this is the first.
So even just to give the parents the opportunity to experience something with their children that they wouldn't otherwise get to see was amazing.
Aside from the Boys and Girls Club, what other groups do you think were involved?
There's a bunch. I will miss some of them, I'm sure, but we had Big Brothers Big Sisters were part. The Namarin Friendship Center for the Native community came out. Children's Day Society had some families come out, and just a bunch of different groups.
Are you going to do this again?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we had a lot of fun, and it's a lot of work, and we need our community members to support. It was a lot of work for the Boys and Girls Club and for the other agencies that found the families and got the word out. So we're cognizant of the fact that it's a lot of work to do. So we have to balance that work and fun, not just from our perspective, but from the people that we rely on to deliver that. But absolutely, we'll do it again.
We're Ellipsis Digital and Engine 74, and you're watching FANatics on Rogers TV.
Remember the days when you had to go to the arcade to play pinball or Pac-Man? Well, now you don't have to. You can come here to call the office.
We're doing something that was done in the 50s, 60s, and 70s quite a bit, and the 80s as well. We're routing pinball machines and arcade machines and turning Call the Office into an arcade/bar.
What is it about pinball machines? Has it come back?
There's a nostalgia for pinball machines, and yes, pinball machines have come back. There's been a lot of attention on pinball machines. They're making new state-of-the-art pinball machines that are really exciting and a lot of fun to play, and people are really getting into it.
I hear there's something about leagues. Are you involved with that?
Yes, there's something called the London Pinball League, which started a couple of years ago. It actually started, the first inaugural meeting of the London Pinball League was in my basement in my home. I collect pinball machines, and I have a lineup of machines, much like the lineup that I've put into Call the Office now.
Why these specific games?
Well, Stern is the premier manufacturer of pinball. They've been in front of the race. There's a few other manufacturers that have come out, but they've been manufacturing pinball machines since the 70s. They're in Chicago. They're still making them, and we've predominantly got Sterns here at Call the Office. We still have an old EM, a Gottlieb EM here from the 70s, which people look back as being nostalgic. Some people like those games. I particularly like them a lot too. I have the EMs in my own collection. And it's nice to have at least one or two in your collection. A lot of collectors feel that way, like, oh, EMs, they play a bit slower, they're not quite as exciting as the newer games, but it's always good to kind of have a game or two in those old games. You can see the transformation from the electromechanical up until the new dot matrix display Stern games that we have here beside me.
What about the video games themselves, Pac-Man, Galaga?
Well, the video games, of course, we all know we can play them on our phone, we can play them on our Xbox, on our PlayStation, but Pac-Man, Galaga, those are the number one, number two video arcade games that came out in the 80s. That's 8 more quarters than any other game out there, Pac-Man especially. And so I thought, for nostalgia reasons, to have a Pac-Man and a Galaga would really draw people in, and people can live back yesteryear, and some of the kids can enjoy some of this nostalgia as well. This game here, this is AC/DC. This is designed by a gentleman by the name of Steve Ritchie. Steve Ritchie is a very famous pinball designer. It's a fantastic game. This is the pro model. It also came out in a premium model and also in a limited edition model. Metallica is a game designed by a gentleman by the name of John Borg. And it's a really fun game. It's the edition that we have here is a new LED edition, which Stern Pinball has decided to put LED lighting in their games, which gives it a much brighter, a much more drawing in factor to the game. It's a lot of fun. It plays Metallica music throughout it. Some of the good stuff, some of the bad stuff, but you can always change the music as you see fit as well, which is another great feature of these new pinball machines is you can program your own music. The next game is The Walking Dead. I mean, The Walking Dead is probably one of the biggest television series on TV. This game is also made by John Borg, and it's been a huge hit. Lord of the Rings is on the top 10 best pinball machines ever made because you can play on that game for half an hour. It's very deep. The rule set is very deep. So you've got all kinds of things you can do. You hit this, you hit that, you do this loop, you do that loop, and then this feature comes up, and then you do this and do that, and you start stacking features, and you can play a ball on that game for 20, 30 minutes sometimes if you're a really skilled pinball player. The next game is Ted Nugent. Everybody hates Ted Nugent. In the 70s, some people still love them. And a lot of games were themed over music. I mean, as you can see, I've chosen music themes because this is a rock and roll bar, and they only seem to suit the atmosphere. Volley is a godly 70s wedge head, and it's a single player game. And you can see it's called a wedge head by the design of the back glass and the top box in the back. It's all electromechanical. It has no electronic memory whatsoever. It's pinball at the beginning of pinball, and there's still a lot of fun. For more information on pinball in London, Ontario, you can go to London, Ontario Pinball League. You can also go to Speed City Records on Facebook, and you can always go to speedcityrecords.com, and you can come to my store at 299 Springbank Drive and see me anytime. I'm always interested in talking about pinball. If you have a machine that needs to be fixed, if you'd like to sell a game, if you'd like to buy a game, come and talk to me, and I can help you out and definitely put you in the right direction.
My name's Arthur. I am a longtime resident of London and a longtime Smash player under the name Affinity Play recently that I branded about 2, maybe 3 months ago. Mainly what I do around, I guess you could say locally and provincially, is kind of organize tournaments for just the local scene here in London. It's been a long history, and then provincially I can do stream work or lend equipment to bigger events around the province. For the last 3 years, basically, the competitive Smash scene just kind of blew up in 2013 from a documentary that hit the scene, and ever since then, a small Facebook group was basically made. You know, and it's kind of cool because we never expected the game to kind of go through a resurgence, but it's kind of awesome to see that even after like this game being up for like 15 years almost, like how is this happening? You know what I mean? It's insane. At first it was like, 8 people, maybe 10 people, 12, 14. It just kind of started slowly growing. I would run 1 or 2 a month, and then after a while, the place hit with like 24 people. I had to create a wait list. So that's when I knew things were going pretty good overall. Like, people were playing this game, and it was just amazing. And by this game, I would say right now today at TGE, it's Super Smash Bros. Melee. Today's event is hosted at the Great Escape, and right now we had 67 registered attendees, but we had a confirmed 50, so right on the dot 50, and I would say we have 15 teams for 2v2. It's hosting Super Smash Bros. Melee for the Nintendo GameCube. It's a $10 entry, and then basically for singles you have a $5 entry. There was a time where I tried $5 for 2v2, but I kind of whittled that down because we weren't getting high attendees. But now we're at $2 per person for 2v2, and 15 teams is very solid. Spectating is free, and the cool thing is if you do want to come and play but not compete in the tournament, you just simply have to pay the venue fee. So.
And there are prizes?
The cash that's put forth from the $5 entry is put into a prize pool. And then the $4 entry per team is put into a prize pool where top 3 performers of singles and doubles, maybe top 4, maybe top 5 performers of singles and doubles have a chance to basically win the prize pool.
What do you feel about this game that used to be just kind of something you played at home by yourself, and now it's tournaments? How did that ever happen?
I don't know. I could talk for probably way longer than you want to hear about that. I don't know. This game is just it's amazing. It's like it's not like most video games where it's kind of like, you know, push a button kind of thing. It's like a lot of people I think play it because they feel like they can be expressive in this game. You know, your personalities and styles kind of like come through. Just like watching like these silly like cartoon characters kind of like do weird things to each other. But yeah, it's just like it's a lot of fun to play. It's really addicting, and it's very frustrating, but it also very rewarding. You know, it's like super high highs and super low lows.
So there guys like me who play with a bunch of their friends and they think they're good because we beat all our friends at home, right? But then we come to a tournament and we just get like rolled. We get like absolutely demolished, but that feeling is so great. So, right? Yeah, it's amazing. Rainix is laughing, but yeah. So that's basically it. So that's the reason why like this game got popular all of a sudden. Like people didn't know that you could get so good and competitive at this game, and since this game is so huge, it's touched like every friend group at least once, so they know like about the game and they want to get better.
I came to enter this tournament. It's run by Art, who's a really good friend of mine, and we've known each other for, I think, 7 years, maybe even longer. It's been a really long time. And he let me know that they were running an event, and I hadn't driven out to London in a while, so I said, why not? Let me come and compete. So I'm a Smash Brothers player myself. I've been playing for 9 years now, and I'm top 5 in Canada, top 100 in the world. And it's really important to me to keep up, going out to the various scenes, not just Toronto, but London, Windsor, Sudbury. There's little pockets all over the place. And when he told me that he was having an event, I said it's a great opportunity for me to come out here, talk to people, meet them, share some wisdom, and network. That's one of the most important things to me.
What is it about Smash Brothers? What brought that back?
So it was originally made as a party game, right? Something you'd play at home with I play with my sister and my cousins and stuff. This is way before I knew about any kind of competitive scene. But there were some people who were really, really interested in, trying to unlock the competitive element of the game. And once they did, there was like an online grassroots movement where people were hosting tournaments at community centers, at universities. You know, you have like gaming clubs at various schools and things like that. And then it just kind of took off.
Now, you're not only playing today, you're also contributing by teaching people?
So one of my favorite things to do is to help dole out my experiential wisdom, because I've been playing for so long. And what I found is that sometimes people enter the tournament, they lose 2 games because you have 2 opportunities. You have you play one set. If you lose that and you lose the next one, then you're out, right? So some people get O2'd and they just go home and they miss out on a learning experience. They don't talk to people. They feel like they don't want to come back next time. And sometimes all it takes is a single sentence, and it a light bulb goes off in their head, and they're like, oh, I had no idea that worked like that. And then the game just takes on a whole new meaning for them. So if I can be the one to help them with that, then it helps. And it makes everybody here have more fun, and they do better in tournaments, and so.
And it's very social.
Super social, yeah. So my role here today will be to teach players, have a few games with them, and talk to them about the holes in their game, the ones that are most apparent to me, and help take them from that level to whatever level they want to be at, a month from now or whatever.
So why do you like to host these types of events?
We love the video game community. We're big into the gaming, the retro gaming especially. This is the perfect kind of event for our venue. It's exactly the kind of thing that we support on a daily basis. So when we get them in here in mass like this, it's our favorite thing to do.
So I just want to say that, honestly, this community is amazing. I can't even believe that, this many people play this game, to be honest. But whether you're coming out to compete, whether you're coming out just to play casuals, whether you really want to drive for the win or you just kind of want to learn, it's all for you here. Like, these amazing people know how to give you a fun time or to give you a challenge. Like, to come out and have fun with these awesome people is amazing. If you want to take the game to the next level, you're going to get both worlds here.
Well, my name is Spock Vegas. I am a Spock impersonator, or look-alike, if you want. I've been doing this for 5 years. It's an honor to represent Mr. Nimoy. People say I do a good job, so I keep on doing it. And I've been doing conventions for the last year. So this is my number 35 here at Fan Expo Canada. And so it's almost one every weekend. And I've been all over. You know, I was in the UK for 2 weeks last week, and I did San Juan, Puerto Rico, and it's all over the States and Canada. It's amazing. And they take a picture with me, and it's one after the other. It's normally a good weekend is nonstop from Friday to Sunday night. It's amazing. The response is there, Trekkies or not. I mean, everybody loves Spock. Right, so I'm really lucky. It's a gift. It's amazing to be Spock Vegas. I mean, that's a dream come true. My first idol was Nimoy. When I was 6 years old, he was Spock holding the Enterprise. And that was my first poster in my room. And yeah, I've been doing this for a year now, and it's amazing how the real fans in the conventions, right? It's way better than I used to do this on Fremont Street in Las Vegas. The fans are here. That is really so a typical day is me getting up at 6 in the morning, getting prepared, going to take my plane around 9 or 10 or 11, and I go to my location and I sleep, and the next morning around 6 or 7, I start getting ready, and I go for the con at 10 o'clock, and I do my whole weekend. LA, Las Vegas, or Atlanta, or wherever there's a Comic-Con, I'm there. There are professional cosplayers like the girls over there. They do, they have plenty of costumes. They are cosplayers. I'm a look-alike, which is a lot different. I only do one character.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and check us out on YouTube. What do you think about that, BB?
Does he have a mouth here? Is that his mouth?
I don't think so.
Well, where do I put the mic?
Photobomb.
That wasn't planned, just in case you were wondering. Remember the days when you had to actually leave your house to play video games?
Uh-huh.
Remember when you had to take... Oh, damn it. Why? Oh, that would have been it right there.